Marine Corps retired Tim Kirk with that.
I do it first. I mean, usually everybody wants to go do it last. At least been hugging you, brother. I'm going to come back and give you another hug. Okay, well, it is a beautiful day. I know when Gibbs started off, he said, look, what a beautiful day. I look out here amongst the crowd, and I see all kinds of military, first responders, our recipients that I've had the pleasure to work with over the years. I see you over there hiding. And my next recipient that I'll get to work with, Stephen and Kat, right front and center, right behind Jason and Kelsey. So it is truly an honor, and today we gather for something much greater than the dedication of a home. We gather to honor service, sacrifice, resilience, and the promise that no American hero should ever face life's challenges alone. These home dedications, they never get old for me. My name is Tim Kirk. Thank you so much, Micah, for the introduction. I am a licensed realtor here in California, and I'm also have the honor and the privilege to serve as the commander of the Fallbrook Veterans of Foreign Wars post-1924. Nearly 12 and a half years ago, I got to sit down with Gary and the first two recipients that we worked with. We talked about how I would go out and try to find some land that the foundation could procure and that these beautiful homes would be built. That was awesome. And Joe, that was Jason Ross and Nick Kimmel. And I call them my friends. Each and every one of these recipients become my friends. And I'm honored to be able to do it. And in the past, I've had the privilege to serve as a project manager like Micah. I served alongside Andy back in the day, and my friend in the very back, hiding from everybody, Pete Franzen, who's now running the program. You guys don't know what a gem you got with this guy. So thank you, Pete, for inviting me. I guess this project now marks, and to Debbie's recollection, I almost forgot one. This was the 11th piece of land that I've had the honor to help the Gary Sinise Foundation purchase over the years. And as a project manager, I was able to help them build 3 of them. But I'm going to tell you something. I can't do my job as a realtor, and I definitely couldn't do it as a project manager without MLA General Contracting. And my friends Mike and TJ are recovering from surgery right now. Mom and beautiful wife Debbie is in the back. Debbie, your family has been a gem. They're like family to me now. You guys are like family to me. So thank you for taking me in, and thank you for helping. But this work, it's never really been about the land, as I said, Jason. It's been about creating a place where sacrifices are honored, where families can heal, and where other veterans can begin a new chapter. When Jason Pacheo and I sat down that first time, which I had met Jason some years previously, so it was really awesome to hear that he was going to be included. His determination, it was really unmistakable. I won't talk about the resilience that this young man and Marine has, because it was already mentioned earlier. Gib, thank you. But we took 100 properties, I think, when we sat down in my office here in Fallbrook, and we narrowed those down. It was in the evening, too. It was dark out by the time we were done. We narrowed it down to 10 properties, and Jason had on his phone, and he was dropping pins on the Google Maps of where those 10 properties were. And he said, Tim, I know you're really busy, but I'm going to just take a motorcycle ride, and I'm going to go see these parcels, and let's see if they're going to work for me. I said, okay, I'll go with you. He goes, no, I'm going tomorrow. I said, all right, Jason, let me know. So true story. So Jason comes back with 5 pieces of land. And I said, Jason, as a recruiter, I got to say, hey, look, are these in your order of priority? Is this from your first to your 5th? He said, yes. I said, great. I love the first one. It's 1 mile from my house, and I'm going to go get it for you. So, I'll tell you, Fallbrook is a beautiful place. And the very first two didn't want to be in Fallbrook. Everybody wants to be in San Diego, right? And you have to really bring them outside their comfort zone and bring them to this beautiful place of Fallbrook, where we started building these homes. Well, I started with the Gary Sinise Foundation. When all of this kind of came together, the hardest thing for me to do was the sellers wanted it closed very quickly, like the quickest that I had ever closed on a piece of land in the last 12 and a half years. I reached out to Pete, I reached out to Mike and TJ and Matthew, and I said, look, this is the property. We need to know, can we close this in less than a month? They said, what? I said, less than a month. And they said, well, let's get busy. So we all put our heads down and we worked hard and couldn't have done it without them. And I'm telling you, MLA General Contracting, you guys are the best.
Yeah.
So today we're going to celebrate Jason and his family for the completion of this specially adapted home. And as a retired Marine, I can tell you that there's no better way to say thank you to one of our own. Your service has already made a difference. Your courage has already changed lives. And today, this home stands as a reminder that your sacrifice will never be forgotten. This is more than a forever home. It's a symbol of what is possible when a grateful nation comes together to honor one of its own. It's a place where new memories will be made, where your family will find peace, and where the next chapter of your life will begin. Jason, on behalf of everyone here today, thank you for your service, thank you for your sacrifices, and thank you for the example that you have made for all of us to continue to follow in. May this home always remind you that you are not alone and that you are deeply appreciated and that your country will forever be grateful. Congratulations, Jason. Welcome home. Semper Fidelis, brother.